Match 17 of the Big Bash features the Adelaide Strikers and the Perth Scorchers. Let's build our fantasy team then on my 11 Circle Fantasy Pick on ESPNcricinfo. I'm Rana Kapoor and Tom Moody is all set to join me. Right, let's go to our pro tip first up. If you're following the Big Bash, you know it's not been the happiest of starts for the Perth Scorchers. Our pro tip says the Scorchers, who were an impressive bowling attack in the past, have in this season picked up just the 7 wickets at an average of over 41. So prefer less bowlers from the Scorchers in this game. Now, it's still early days in the Big Bash, Tom, but does that pro tip make sense to you?
Yeah, look, it does make sense. And I think what we need to understand is the Scorchers had their success based around a particular venue, which was the WACA. And clearly under the circumstances with the games being played in bubbles and certainly not at the WACA, they're having to make massive adjustments to how they approach taking wickets. So there's no surprise to see them struggling there. So I would be definitely steering away from them.
All right, let's go to player availability now. This news keeps updating given what's happening in Australia, but we know that Jason Roy and Liam Livingstone should be available for the Scorchers after completing a mandatory 14-day quarantine. Ashton Agar was supposed to be available for the Perth Scorchers for this game after recovering from injury, but there's no official update at the time of recording this. Alex Carey and Harry Conway both available for the Adelaide Strikers after missing out the last game. But Rashid Khan, how big is that going to be, is injured and could well not play this one. So keep an eye out for Rashid Khan and his availability. If he doesn't play, how does that affect your teams? We'll have you covered. Don't worry. Let's go to our team then. And before that, a quick reminder on the My 11 Circle Fantasy app, 100 credits for every user to build their fantasy team. 4 categories of players to choose from: batsmen, bowlers, wicket-keepers, and all-rounders. You can pick a maximum of 7 players from one team in any given contest, and every player's individual credit value is listed on the app, and we'll give you 4 substitute options as well. Let's move towards our team then, and in our top picks, our captain choice for this one is Ashton Turner. Now, we know that we're not recommending the Scorchers bowlers, and in spite of Ashton Turner's runs of score so far, he's got a 24, 39, 23 in quick time. He's not got that big innings. There's no Rashid Khan in the opposition, so we think Ashton Turner might enjoy that, and he's due a big one. I'll just wait to see what Tom makes of Ashton Turner's captain choice, because Alex Carey as a vice-captain option is what we're recommending, has been in pretty decent nick. He started off this season's Big Bash with a 40-ball 55 in a winning cause against the Hobart Hurricanes, one of the better teams in the early parts of the tournament, and we know that he tends to get runs at the Adelaide Oval. He's managed to score over 20 in almost all the games he's played in the Big Bash. So you can rely on Alex Carey for consistency and the extra points with gloves in hand too. So let's look at our captain. It's Ashton Turner, vice-captain Alex Carey. They have you double and 1.5 times the points respectively, so pick them really carefully. Jake Weatherald is there in our top picks as the Adelaide Strikers opening bat. He's been in good form, 48 ball unbeaten 68, a 15 ball 27. No one scored more runs than him at the Adelaide Oval. Over 770 runs in 25 games at a strike rate of just over 135. Last season, he scored a 47 ball 83 against the Scorchers, so he wouldn't mind playing them. Mitchell Marsh is there as our top picks regular as well. Whenever the Scorchers play, he gets injured now and off, but we know that Marsh is a big player for the Perth Scorchers, gets you points with bat and ball, and did make an unbeaten 41 ball 52 in the last game to help the Scorchers post a decent score. Peter Siddle is there as well. He continuously features for the Adelaide Strikers in our fantasy teams. He's still got plenty to offer even at this stage of his career, and has become the only player to pick up a 5-wicket haul in Big Bash League Season 10. 8 wickets in 4 games, among the top wicket takers this season. So we're not going to keep Pete Siddle out just yet. Ashton Turner, Alex Carey, Jake Weatherall, Mitch Marsh, and Peter Siddle round up our top picks. What do you make of that, Tom? In particular, the choice of captain is Ashton Turner.
Yeah, look, I find that interesting. I personally would have Alex Carey as captain. I just think current form and the role he plays in the side it's quite a significant one. So I'd be pushing him up to captain. And then for his vice-captain, I'd be dropping Ashton Turner out of the leadership roles and putting in Jake Weatherald, purely because of his record at the Adelaide Oval and his form, current form. He's a terrific player, dynamic player, and enjoys playing there.
Yeah, I'm with you. I think that makes some sense to figure out whether you want to go with what our analysis team's gone with or what Moody's keeping an eye out for. But you've got your options there. Ashton Turner, Jake Weatherall, And of course, Alex Carey could be a smart captain choice. Let's go to some differential picks. Jai Richardson's there for the Perth Scorchers. Now, we're not picking too many bowlers, but we are going to pick Jai Richardson. He's picked up just the 3 wickets in as many games. He's looked better than that, is what we believe in Big Bash season 10. He's due for a big game. This could be a pretty good opportunity as he's picked up more wickets against the Strikers than any other Big Bash League team. 9 wickets in 5 games, averaging just over 14. So good record against the Strikers. Jonathan Wells is there, again features regularly whenever the Strikers play. Didn't hit the form he showed last year, but has made some decent contributions. 36 not out and 31 in the last 2 games. Jai Richardson and Jonathan Wells in our differential picks. We look at our full team. Alex Carey is there, potential captain choice. We're recommending him as vice captain. Tom wouldn't mind him as captain. There's Jason Roy, Ashton Turner, Jake Weatherall, Jonathan Wells, Mitchell Marsh, Jai Richardson, Fawad Ahmed, Dan Worrell, Danny Briggs, and Peter Siddle. Now, if we look at some substitute options, you've got Liam Livingston, Josh Inglis, Matt Renshaw, and Wes Agar. In our alternate scenarios, we're suggesting that perhaps you could bring in either Matt Renshaw or Liam Livingston in place of Danny Briggs, and Wes Agar and Dan Worrell could also be swapped. Tom, what do you make of that? Any other suggestions?
Yeah, look, the one I do like from a substitute point of view is Wes Agar in the playing 11 for Danny Briggs. I like Wes Agar. He's a wicket-taking bowler. He bowls with good pace. He also bowls during the match where the batsmen are under pressure to score, during the power play overs and also at the death. Good to see Jason Roy. This will be his first game in the Big Bash. Expect him to, start his campaign off with a real bang. He'll be bursting at the seams after spending 2 weeks in quarantine. And apart from that, I think it all looks pretty good.
All right, Tom Moody, thank you very much for your time and your thoughts. Plenty more from you as the Big Bash continues to roll on. Make sure you check in with latest team news, given everything that's going on in Australia, to make sure that you've got all the players that are playing this game in your fantasy side. We'll be back with plenty more to help you pick your fantasy teams on My 11 Circle Fantasy Pick on ESPN Cricinfo.